So I think the SEC rules are an interesting response to what the CISOs and leaders have been clamoring for, which is more accountability, more responsibility. That in itself is fantastic, but in some ways we ourselves have to also be able to enact upon what we see and what we do. And there's still some work to be done on that one. As a CISO, and advice to other CISOs would be, for a moment, take a step back and go, this is what the SEC is looking for, this is what regulatory compliance, legal fiduciary requires of me. How able am I to hold my organization to these rules and regulations? I just did this several months ago, and I ended up building a risk register. You know, a lot of companies have it, a lot of companies think about it, but when you sit down and you actually list out the risks, and then you have the conversations with legal, governance, compliance, and the other teams and go, hey, here's where we're at. You get a good baseline as to where we think we are versus where we are. And I think the advice for newer CISOs is to really take a step back and go, how much am I willing to accept this journey inside the organization I'm in? How much is the organization willing to actually buy into what we need to do? And if they're not, how do I actually protect myself and the organization? Because I mean, we had a fantastic conversation the other evening about this one where we talked about individual liability, personal liability, directors and officers insurance. So as a CISO, it isn't just walking in and negotiating your salary and your compensation. It's now walking in and going, hey, if I am being held accountable, what protections are in place if everybody else doesn't do their job? Because at the end of the day, the accountability falls on my shoulders, but if other people are not enabled to do their jobs, or they just flat out don't have the incentives to do them, how do I gain that protection? How do I enable them to work? So there's a few things to work on.